Hello everyone, welcome to Fortes and Fide. In this video we're going to go over some Lexio Divina, and my plan is to do this every day, hopefully just to spend a couple minutes with you guys, read the gospel reading, give you something to think about and reflect upon, and just kind of go from there. So this comes from the Gospel according to Luke. Someone in the crowd said to Jesus, "Teacher, tell my brother to share the inheritance with me." He replied to him, "Friend, who appointed me as your judge and arbitrator?" Then he said to the crowd, "Take care to guard against all greed, for though one may be rich, one's life does not consist of possessions." Then he told them a parable. There was a rich man whose land produced a bountiful harvest. He asked himself, "What shall I do? For I do not have the space to store my harvest." And he said, "This is what I shall do. I shall tear down my barns and build larger ones. There I shall store all my grain and other goods, and I shall say to myself, 'Now as for you, you have so many good things stored up for many years. Rest, eat, drink, and be merry.' But God said to him, 'You fool, this night your life will be demanded of you, and the things that you have prepared, to whom will they belong? Thus will it be for the one who stores up treasure for himself, but is not rich in what matters to God.'" Now, as you listen to this gospel, I want you to think of the word and the phrase that stuck out to you the most. For me, it's, "Thus will it not be for the one who stores up treasure for himself, but is not rich in what matters to God." So in this reflection today, I invite you to ask yourself, what matters to God the most? Is it your finances? Is it your house? Is it your car? Or is it your faith? And is it your virtue? And I think for many of us, we go throughout our lives thinking about how can we store up things in this life. How can we create a financial future for our family? Man, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's a good thing. You want to have financial security for your family. But is it at the expense of your faith? Is it at the expense of obsessing over it so much where it becomes the main focus? I think to have a healthy Christian life is to do the bare minimum when it comes to finances. I know that's very much against what the world will tell you. It's very much against the Instagram and TikTok culture we have, to not focus on wealth because everyone else is focusing on it, but to prioritize your time with what matters to God and doing the bare minimum just to get by with your finances. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't save. Of course, we should all save. I have a savings, and I'm sure you do too. But ask yourself this question: are you spending all the time you have and all the thoughts you have on that? And I think for us as men, we get caught up in that a lot. I think because society wants to push on this idea that if in order for a man to be considered a success or considered a good man, he must constantly provide materially for others. And there's nothing wrong with providing materially, but I think as men we got to figure out, how can we provide spiritually for the world? How can we provide spiritual guidance? How can we raise our children to become strong in the faith? So that way when one day when we are at our last breath and we are going to be judged by God, He will see all the good works that we've done, because He's not going to really care about how much money you have. Really not. Look at the lives of the saints. That's clearly not something they were concerned about, something they didn't really care to think about, and they were provided for. And God will provide for you if you focus on virtue. Hope you guys are great every day, and God bless.